Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. This is my first long form video. If you are new here, I've only been posting shorts up until now. Please bear with me. My voice is kind of going in and out. I got sick over the weekend and completely lost my voice at one point, but hopefully we'll get through this together. Let's start off with Nell Nell from Revel. Okay, so I'm going to be doing Lisa Frank inspired set for this video, and normally I just work with gel polish, but sometimes I work with dip powder. In the case of this, it's because it's a glow dip powder, and I feel like with dip powder, especially Revels anyways, their dip powder seems to glow a lot longer and brighter than the gel does. So I'm looking at using this for isolated nail art. Now, forgive me, it has been a minute since I've used dip powder, and I almost forgot all of the steps. There's so many steps, but let's get into this. Now, I'm only doing 2 coats with these swatches, and these are swatches. We're not looking for perfection. I'm just trying to slap 2 coats of coverage on the swatch. But I usually go for 2 coats because it just gives me a little bit more of an idea of the coverage. And this is why it's important to always swatch your colors, because you never know what they're really going to look like. In the jar, they kind of look like one thing, and then when they are actually used and on the nail, they look like a different color completely sometimes. So this is the purpose of always swatch your colors. I always recommend to do it. Let's do book talk, shall we? While I put the base colors on these nails. Okay, so I am reading Brimstone by Callie Hart. I am not that far into it. I will say that I did really love the first book, Quicksilver. I breezed through that. It was such a quick read, despite it being a fairly lengthy book. I think it was 600 plus pages at least. This book is also on the larger side. I think it's another 600 or 700 plus pages, but I will say it's taking a little slower getting into this one. I don't know why. I just, I'm starting to get the groove since they have, and spoiler alert, since Kingfisher and her have kind of separated, not separated as in they broke up or anything, not that, but they're kind of on their own little quest right now. And Kingfisher is with Carrion, and I have to say Carrion is hilarious. He's probably one of my favorite characters, and I the point of views are switching back and forth between Kingfisher's and hers in this book, where the first book, it was purely in her point of view. So that's a little bit different. It took a little bit to kind of get used to that. But since they are on different side quests, I guess you could say, it makes sense now. I'm kind of just, in this book, I'm kind of look more forward to reading Kingfisher's chapters, because his quest, and with Carrion, of course, it's just a little more entertaining, a little faster reading, keeps me more engaged. What do you guys think? I've heard a lot of people kind of DNFing this book. And I thought that was going to be the case for the first few chapters, because I was just I was struggling through the first few chapters, but I think I'm starting to get more into it more, and I think I'll finish this one. I hope that's the case anyways. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. I don't know if you guys could tell, but before I started doing the nail art on these nails, I applied a matte top coat on the nails. And the reason for that is it makes it a lot easier to wipe off the excess dip powder once it has cured. If you don't do a matte top coat, you'd have to pretty much go in with a alcohol wipe every time to clean off that excessive dip powder. But with this, you can just brush it off and then go to apply the rest of your isolated nail art. And another reason why I was kind of wanting to do the dip powder method is because it kind of leaves that kind of felt look to it. And I don't know if anyone remembers the Lisa Frank nail, or no, I'm sorry, the posters. They were the black part was kind of like this felt velour fabric, and then you had your neon markers, and you could color in the spots where there was I think they were white or something. I'm trying to remember. It's been so long, but tell me if anyone else remembers those. Those were like my favorite. I would beg my mom to buy me those whenever we would go to like the store. Okay, on this part, I'm just using a dotting tool to apply black gel polish around the isolated dip powder nail art. This is what's going to create that leopard print or cheetah print. I'm always confused of which one is which. And on the Lisa Frank, you have those iconic Lisa Frank animals like the dolphins. I think there was a penguin or an orca for sure. And then was it a cheetah or was it a leopard? I don't know. I never really can tell the difference on it. Tell me what you guys think. That's what I ended up going with on the thumbnail, as you guys will see later in this video. I went with the we'll call it a leopard. on the thumb. But yeah, tell me what you guys think. And which animal was your favorite? I always really liked the leopard, but I also had the dolphins for the Lisa Frank folder for school, and I really loved that one too. And maybe next year, maybe next summer, I'll do Lisa Frank inspired nails again and do the dolphins. Tell me what you think. Okay, for this nail, I decided to change up the animal pattern and go with tiger stripes. Does it go with the rest of the nails at all? No. Are the rest of the nails all in leopard print? Yes, but they're my nails and I wanted to change it up, and so I did it. And also, this is so beginner friendly. This is really, really easy. The ombre part of the base color is the hardest part, but like tiger stripes are so easy. You don't have to be super straight with them. Just kind of make it as organic looking as possible, and it's going to be the most realistic tiger stripes if you do it that way. I highly suggest doing this if you're a beginner. Leopard print and tiger print is both very beginner friendly for nail art. Okay, now we're back one day later at this point, and I kind of basically had to prepare myself mentally for the leopard face because it's the eyes. It's always the eyes. The eyes always get me with faces. I dread them so much. But on this one, I decided to not do both the whole entire face, I guess you should say. The whole entire face on one nail. I decided to split it up between the two thumb nails. So when they come together, they make the whole face. That's a little bit easier for me because I don't have to worry so much about symmetry on just one nail. So if the other nail is a little bit off, which it ended up being, of course, it's not such a big deal. It doesn't look so awful because that's what trips me up every time is having to be symmetrical, especially with eyes. It's like eyes and butterflies are my nightmare when it comes to nail art. But here I am, I'm just kind of like slowly going in, just doing like a really light outline with the black, and just to give my idea of where all the placement is going to be for the face. Now, I really have to apologize because it's at this point where I tend to go down towards the bottom of the frame or completely out of frame altogether. I know I am the worst YouTuber ever. I'm still fairly new to this, and it took me, you guys, it took me like a month to figure out the correct format for shorts versus the long form videos on YouTube. It's been so frustrating. I do nail art. I don't do recording. I don't do videos until now, but I had some nail art friends tell me and encourage me that, hey, you really need to do YouTube. You're good enough, which I don't think I really am all that good enough, but it's appreciative. And I took their words of encouragement and I decided to do this, but this has been so stressful. Recording for YouTube is so stressful. I'm so sorry. Ugh. So it was at this point that I soon realized that the glow-in-the-dark gel paints, they are not very opaque. They're definitely not a one-coat coverage. So I was having trouble getting them to show up over the background base coat of the ombre. So I realized that I needed to go in with the white and just do kind of like a thin coating of white all over the face. So all that detail I did of the thicker white around the eye and the nose and the ears and the mouth wasn't needed because I ended up coloring the whole thing with white anyways. Again, work harder, not smarter, right? Okay, and here they are. I thought they turned out really, really cute. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment and tell me what you think of my first video. Thanks so much. Bye.